Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, after a group of ODM members of parliament visited William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua's Statehouse, Raila Odinga called for a crisis meeting in what he referred to as a lunch hour. And he had a meeting with the top leaders in ODM party. Raila Odinga as the party leader. We have Hassan Joho, the deputy party leader, and Ombetha Oparanya, also the deputy party leader. Then we have Junet Mohammed, a person you will always want to have. So Junet Mohammed is also there as Mio Secretary General. So those are the top leaders within the ODM party. You see, these are really the insiders, deep insiders. That's why you cannot see the ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna there. That means this was a very high level lunch hour meeting that Raila Odinga had. And this meeting is here to control the damage. We have to make it clear. Already we have had the damage. It is good we say the truth. Because now, some people, we have to tell them now. Because we have people who want to betray the ideas, the agenda, and then what ODM party and Azimio have stood for a very long time. ODM as an ideology, they have what they stand for. But once you cross that line, it means you are standing for something else, or you are supporting something, an animal that ODM is not aware or they have never stood for. So this meeting, I believe it was meant to control the damage. Damage control. That's what Raila Odinga said. Had a refreshing lunch with my brothers, Tuko Imara. Now, we are all aware with that meeting that I've talked about. And the truth is that William Samoei Ruto is not looking upon these members of parliament to help him, to work with them. It's like that even in the next election they can be on his side. No. The main reason that Ruto is looking for is just to gain that perception. And that perception is not even meant to help him to win the Luo Nyanza. No. It is just meant to send a message to other regions. For example, Mount Kenya, those who support Raila Odinga. Western region, those who support Raila Odinga. So that when Mdavadi is in Western, anawaambia simuliona watu wa Nyanza walienda State House. Nyinyi mnangoja nini huko? Haya, the few are in the hands of Jeremiah Kioni and Uhuru Kenyatta. Simuliona hata Nyanza walikuwa hapa. Nyinyi nini nawasumbua kwa akili yenu? Haya, those who are in the lower eastern. Kama wale watu wetu wa Nyanza walienda State House, nyinyi mnangoja nini? Such things. So it's a perception creation. And the truth is that William Samoei Ruto is already on a 2027 campaign. Then legitimacy is killing him. He has to use every means to gain it. So this meeting is meant to do some serious changes here and there, in my own view. And before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. What's your view about the meeting that Raila Odinga called for? You can tell me in the comment section. I want to read your views to understand what you think in your own hypothesis that this meeting was meant for. Now, Azimio, for heaven's sake, they have to do some changes here and there. Going forward, and I said in the previous video, there are people Raila has to distance themselves from. When I was doing that video, ODM had not come out to give their own view, but later they came out and they have distanced themselves from that meeting. It means they did not have the blessings of Raila Odinga. So we said that we have people who should not come closer to Raila Odinga. All of those individuals who went to Statehouse, they should not found their way near Raila Odinga. So as Raila Odinga is doing the housekeeping within the ODM party, that has to come out clear. And now, the issue is that Joe, Oparanya, Junet, and the close team, the trusted team, should now take the front line in helping Raila Odinga going forward, if indeed they want to keep ODM and Azimio live to the current politics. I believe that is what has been discussed there. Second, that in the upcoming meetings, they are going to take the front line, so that even if Raila is not here or there, at least you will see Joe or Paranya moving the agenda of ODM and the Azimio side. So that when Jeremiah Kioni is here, you will see Joe here, you see Oparanya here, you see Junet there, and Raila Odinga is busy doing other things, you will feel the presence of Raila Odinga because they are taking the front line. Remember, Raila had a good support from Mount Kenya to a tune of 2 million votes. But Ruto hawezi taka hiyo isemekane, nataka tu aseme sijui ilikuwa 1.5 ama nusu. Hata hiyo 1,000,000 ni kubwa. And if this perception is going to continue that yule jamaa, is it Ochilo yako ama nani? Yule jamaa wa Bondo, mbunge wa Bondo. Unajua huko ni home constituency ya Raila Odinga. That was a grave mistake. A grave mistake. So to avoid that kind of perception and dismantle what Ruto is preparing to start telling Kenyans, they have to strategize and organize on how they are going to deal with the William Ruto side. So first of all, organize for defense first, because ODM now it has to defend itself on this issue. A proper defensive side to respond equally in equal measures to the perception that now people like Itumbi are trying to sell as of now. Because now Itumbi is now busy. The keyboard warrior and the bloggers, they are now busy saying on how the Nyanza region is in support of William Ruto. But we know money has exchanged hands. That's the truth of the matter. At least we understood that governors were to be given that priority to work closely with the national government because they are interdependent. Because these governors are in governance. But members of parliament, they do the oversight. They legislate. Governors do not legislate. Governor lazima akimbie aende kwa ofisi ya kama Kipchumba Murkomen, mtu mwenye ako in charge of infrastructure, transport and all those things. Governor lazima aende hapo. Lazima akutana na these other things. You push for that agenda within your county. So, we had agreed that at least these governors should work, coordinate. But mbunge wewe umepewa CDF yako. You have an oversight role. Ni nini unatafuta kwa Statehouse? So ODM has to come out and deal with that issue to avoid that perception that Ruto now want to create. Going forward, you start seeing people like maybe Joe coming out now openly in active campaign. Ruto has started his journey. So what Azimio were doing was to sensitize people on how Ruto is failing in this government. For example, sending food to Turkey when people are starving here. It is something they have to discuss about. The other day, Kithure Kindiki was celebrating his 100 years in office. Yet at the same time, waliua watu huko kwa gari. Gari mzima iliwekwa ile inaitwanga ICD ama nini kitu yenye inapoanga ile. Watu wakakufa. So, what are you celebrating? When Kenyans are killed? Many things. And already people were buying into the Azimio agenda. They were seeing hope in Raila Odinga because William Ruto was selling fear. There was no hope. But Raila Odinga and his team, they were bringing hope. Look at what Jeremiah Kioni had started in Mount Kenya. We have seen people starting to demonstrate, to show that hakuna chakula, walikuwa wanapiga zile nini, and we played the video here. So that is the trajectory people were heading to. And already the country was accepting. Even those in Mount Kenya region were accepting that indeed we are on the wrong line. This government is misleading us. Lakini sasa wanyama vile wanaenda hivyo, they are bringing in those perception again. So it is a housekeeping meeting to understand the way forward. If you have to discipline these members of parliament, how to go about it, because you need members of parliament who are on your side to sell the ODM agenda, ODM belief, ODM ideology. You know what they stand for, and they don't agree with William Ruto. Ruto stands for something different. He came up with bottom up. ODM did not sell bottom up. So they have to strategize going forward. Because if we start with Raila Odinga own people, what about the other people? For example, Wiper Party that is supporting, Jubilee Party, Malwa, DAPK Party. What about those parties? If ODM imeachilia watu wake wanaenda huko. So let them work on what they are working in, but I think this was a crisis meeting. So we wait and see going forward, what are they going to do to these members of parliament, and then what role Oparanya, Joho, and the team are going to take going forward. There are many to say, but let us continue this discussion in the comment section.